Hi, welcome to Creative Hobby Club. This is the session for C programming, which covers the complete end-to-end part of C language. So this will be completely on the assignment-based course. Along with that, we will be solving on the problem solving. And the topics that would be covered in this particular session is introduction to the programming, data types, operators, along with input and output statements, conditional statements, control flow, along with groups and control flow, functions, then structures, then you have recursion, pointers and arrays, then dynamic allocation, structures and applications, unions and applications, along with storage classes, and to processor directives, file handling, algorithms for search engines. This is complete content of the session. Not in this particular session, the overall course will be covered in this. Then, when it comes to introduction, C is a non-portable language, and when it comes to why we say it as non-portable, it is a compiler-based language, whereas the compiler will have the complete program will be converted at once, whereas the interpreter will convert the program line by line each time the program is run. Okay. Then it is also called as C-level language, whereas one line in C maps to many lines of assembly code. That's the reason it is called as high-level language. So, in order to check the general aspects of C, it was originally developed in the 1970s, which was developed by Dennis Ritchie, Bell Telephone Laboratories, it is BT Laboratories. C is a high-level, general-purpose structured programming language. Instructions of C consists of terms that are very closely same to algorithmic expressions consisting of certain English keywords such as if, else, for, do, while. Then contains certain additional features that allows it to be used at a lower level, acting as a bridge between machine level language and the high level languages. So this allows C to be used for system programming as well as for application programming. The character set of C language. So the C language consists of some character sets that are numbers and specific symbols. The character set of C consists of all the alphabets of English, that is A to Z, small a to Z and capital A to Z. You get that is 0 to 9, 1 to 9, and specific symbols like parentheses, square brackets, question mark, asterisk, and the arithmetic symbols along with those, and then exclamation symbol and dot and one. So the words formed from the character set or building blocks of C language that are sometimes known as tokens. So these tokens represent the individual entity of the language. So the following types of tokens are used in C language. So there are identifiers, keywords, constants, operators, punctuation symbols, etc. So with this we can say the basics of C language, which has the capability of lower level language and also the higher level language, so which can be used for embedded programming, that is system level programming, and the application programming like the GUIs, developing the GUIs. So that's the concept as of now, and what we call the identifier. there are two types of elements that we have in C language. It is user defined and system defined. So identifier is nothing but a name given to these elements. This user defined elements and system defined elements. So an identifier is a word used by a programmer to name a variable, function, or label. So identifiers consists of letters and digits in any order except that the first character or label must be letter. So either the variable name or the function name or the label name, which should be declared as the first letter, the first character should be the letter. So we can use both uppercase letters and lowercase letters in the most, but they both are not equal as C is case sensitive. So which will be covered in these keywords. Keywords are system identifiers, system defined identifiers, and reserved words of the language. Whereas keywords have specific meaning in the language and cannot be used by programmer as variables or constants. So C is case sensitive. It means that it can be used as it is. Say if you want to use capital A, it can be used as capital A. If you want to use small a, it can be used as small a. But they both are not equal. There should not be any confusion when you are declaring or using it. So there are total 32 keywords in C language, whereas the green colored items are called as storage classes, and the light blue colored keywords are called as data types, whereas the blue color items is called as user defined data types, that is union, structure, enum, type def. These are called as user defined data types, wherein you can declare your number of elements that you want, whereas the yellow items is called as conditional statements, and the amber color, that is the yellow color, is also called as conditional statements, along with the break, continue, and then the return as well. Whereas the light red color is for loops. So the size of is an operator. I think I have covered each and every word over here, each and every keyword color syntax over here. So if something is not covered, please mention in the comments so that it will be added. Thank you. And next, we'll discuss about the variables. So what is a variable? So a variable is a name given to the storage area that our programs can manipulate in the sense we can assign a value to it. You can declare, initialize, and use that further either in the same program, or you can pass it on to different functions and then use it there. So each variable in C language has specific data type which determines the size and the layout of variables memory. Layout in the sense how much space it is going to occupy. The range of values can be stored within that memory, and the set of operations that can be applied to the variable is already defined. So the name of the variable can be composed of letters, digits, and upper character letter, underscore letter. It must be begin with either a letter or an underscore. Uppercase and lowercase letters are distinct because C is case sensitive, as we have studied in the previous slide as well. So the following types of variables are char is typically to store a single octet. This is an integer type, but this is a character. So whatever the data that you give it will convert to an integer and then it will be storing. Integer in the sense that would be into byte codes. So the int, the most natural size of an integer will be is in C language is 2 bytes, and the float is having 4 bytes. The single decision floating point value has 4 bytes, and the double decision point value, and void represents nothing over here. So it represents the absence of any type. Then it is more or less nothing as well. So this is one aspect, and what do we say is constant? A constant is a value or an identifier whose value cannot be altered at the runtime of the program. For example, 1, 2.5. What type of things that we can declare as constants? As mentioned, as an identifier can be defined as a constant. It is pi as 3.14. Can be defined because see, pi value is already defined by the mathematicians earlier. That's the reason we can declare it as a constant, wherein we cannot change that at runtime. So here pi is a constant. Basically, what it means is that pi and 3.14 is same for this program. So what are integer constants? An integer constant is a numeric constant associated with number without any fractional or exponential part. So there are 3 types of integer constants in C program. There is decimal constant with base 10, octal constant base 8, hexadecimal constant base 16. And then we have floating point constants. A floating constant or constant is a numeric constant that has either a fractional form or an exponent form. So, example value is given, and the character constants is a constant that which uses single quotation around characters. For example, single quotes A, single quotes capital I, single quotes small n, single quotes capital F. String constants is which are defined in between the double quotes. So the string constants are constants which are enclosed in a pair of double quotes. So, and then we have the escape sequences, wherein if you have to perform some operation, so that operation will have, or if you want to print, or if you want to use this with a different meaning of that particular character, these are the escape sequences that we can use. Sometimes it is necessary to use character which cannot be typed or has a special meaning for C language. For example, new line, that is enter, tab, question mark, etc. In order to use these characters, escape sequence is used. In order to use escape sequence, you have to use slash. That is escape from the normal way the characters are interpreted by the compiler. So that escape sequences. So this is the escape sequence, and this is the escape sequence character, and the purpose of that particular escape sequence is given here. So slash b is for backspace, slash f is for form feed, and slash n is for local, slash r is for return, slash t is for horizontal tab, slash b is for vertical tab, double slash is for backslash to print the backslash, and to print with single quote we have to use slash single quote, to print the double quote slash quote, slash question mark, and null character is, that is end of string, is slash 0. This is the escape sequences that we have in C language. And the operators, types of operators that we have in C language, an operator is a symbol which means which operates on a value or a variable. So for example, plus is an operator to perform addition. So we have different types of operators that we have. As a wide variety of operations to perform various operations. For better understanding of operators, these operators can be classified as arithmetic operators, increment operators, decrement operators, assignment operators, relational operators, logical operators, conditional operators, bitwise operators, and special operators. So for different operators, and the meaning of the symbol is defined over here. So the plus is for addition or unary plus, minus is for subtraction or unary minus, asterisk is used for multiplication, slash is used for division, percentile is used for remainder after division, that is modulo division. And the first program which depicts to use to print hello world to the web. If you compile this program, you will get the output as hello world. And if you compile this program, it will take the number and it prints the same number onto the output. And why doesn't my Windows binary run on Linux? So when you are saying it is system independent, or whatever the programs that you write in Windows can also be executed in Linux, but the binaries that is developed, the EXEs and ELFs, cannot be directly taken and then run on different platforms. So I have written the program on C language and Windows platform, then I have to execute that in the Windows platform always. And if you have written in Linux platform, you have to execute in Linux platform. So if you take only the program and then you can execute anywhere else in any of the platforms. So that is platform independent as well. But the binary is already what do we say? It is already executed, and if you want to take the EXE can be executed only in Windows format, and the ELF can only be executed in Linux. So the libraries are different. That's the reason. In Linux, we already have the system calls as well, program plus system calls. So, what are the good programming practices that we have? So, in every time when you write a program, please use indentation so that it would be clear for the person who is reading it for the first time, or who is having a clear picture of when it is getting started and when it is getting ended, what block it is and what it is. Same way, we have the naming conventions for a variable, that it cannot be too short and it cannot be too long. So always start variable names with small letters, and you can use underscore to separate the clarity. Yes, and always use comments in the program so that your code may be used by somebody else so that they can understand for what it is and where it is. And if the code is very long, maybe they cannot understand about the block that you have written, why it is used and what is the purpose of this block, so that it would be easy to understand for you and also for the others when it is open to debug. So it saves a lot of efforts and also errors. and errors and makes debugging easier to identify errors. And makes debugging easier, and to speed up the program development, the commands can be used. So this way we can use good programming practices. And then the types of errors that we have is compilation errors and runtime errors. So compiler generally gives the line number at which the error is present, and C programs are sequentially making the debugging easier. So the data types that we have, and then we can discuss in the next session. Okay, thank you.